If CJ Stroud, Bryce Young, or Anthony Richardson put up these same numbers, you guys would be going crazy. But since a guy who fell late into the NFL draft and had no hype whatsoever put up these numbers, you guys are brushing it aside, and I don't think that's fair. So the most interesting thing heading into the NFL season, at least in my humble opinion, it's not Patrick Mahomes, it's not all the star quarterbacks, it's not who's going to win the Super Bowl, who's going to win this division, who's going to win that division, what head coach is on the hot seat. No. The most intriguing thing, at least in my humble opinion, is the rookie quarterbacks. I know I said in my most humble opinion twice there, but just stick with me. I'm not going to sit up here and say, hey guys, I don't know what it is and I don't know why I find that interesting, because I do. I'm going to show you a graphic of these four guys right here. CJ Stroud, Will Levis, Anthony Richardson, and Bryce Young. Whether you want to believe this or not, it's cold hard facts. 2 out of 4 of these guys are going to be bust. But, and I have a really big but, here's where things get tricky and we have all these debates and arguments on Twitter, Instagram, whatever social media platform you desire. We don't know exactly who's going to be a bust out of these group of guys. Is it going to be one guy? Is it going to be 2? Is it going to be 3? Or is it going to be all of them? We don't know. But here's what we do know, and it's why we talk about it. There will be bust. And for the most part, that's what makes for a good argument. There's just something about it. It's so fascinating to see how these college star quarterbacks transition over to the next level. Sometimes it's a smooth and easy transition over, like for Justin Herbert. Other times, you got guys like Tim Tebow and Johnny Manziel who were stars at the collegiate level, and yeah, they weren't so good at the NFL. And that's just a couple of guys that came to my mind. I can name off 1,000 others, but Johnny Manziel, he's been in my head because of that documentary. There's been plenty of quarterbacks that were stars at the collegiate level, and they didn't amount to a hill of beans at the NFL level. I think I'll get my point of where I'm trying to go with that. In yesterday's video, what did we talk about? We talked about the debut of Will Levis, Anthony Richardson, and Bryce Young. Well, also in yesterday's video, here's something I didn't get to do. I didn't get to talk about Stetson Bennett. Didn't get to talk about him because when I was making that video, he was currently playing. Not only are we going to talk about his performance today, because I've had a lot of people commenting about him, sending me stuff on Twitter saying, yo, Matt, when are we going to talk about Stetson Bennett? I see you, trust me, we're going to get to that. But also, we got to talk about another rookie quarterback that is arguably playing better than all these guys. Is he playing better? I don't know. That's what we're going to talk about and get to the bottom of. Trust me, I get it. Always got to throw this disclaimer in there. It's preseason, I know. I'm taking everything we've seen up until this point with a grain of salt. And I think everybody should too, but we all know this. We haven't had football in 5 or 6 months, so yeah, we're all going to overreact. It is what it is. But here's the question we're going to try to get to the bottom of. Who's been the best rookie quarterback up until this point? Or maybe a better question is, who's had the best performance up until this point? Because most of them just played in 1 game. This intro is already way too long. I do apologize for that. That's my bad. All right, Matt, blah, blah. Shut the crap up. Now, without further ado, let's get into it. First things first, I got to bring this up. I know it's kind of random, but I went golfing today. I played, I'd say on a scale of 1 to 10, I played about a 6.5. I played pretty decent. I was happy with how I played. You know, sometimes when you go golfing, by hole like 16, you're like, yeah, just take me to a pawn shop and sell my clubs. But man, oh man, if y'all to see the shot I hit today, I felt like Tiger Woods in 2005. I was about 13 inches, not 12, not 14. I was about 13 inches from a hole-in-one, guys. It's coming, baby. I can smell it. Y'all smell that? Hole-in-one mat? It's coming. Let's get on to the football stuff because I know y'all don't care about that. But anybody that actually plays golf, let me know in the comment section, do y'all always have that one shot during your round of 18 that keeps you coming back? For me, that was a shot. Matt, shut the crap up, lock in, let's get down to business. Sorry. Yesterday, you know who we talked about? Will Levis, Bryce Young, and Anthony Richardson. Well, what I didn't get to talk about was the late night game. It wasn't too late, but I didn't have time to throw it in the video, and that was Stetson Bennett. For those of you who don't know this, Bennett was selected by the Los Angeles Rams, and I even stated this, I tweeted it out several months ago. That was one of the biggest steals and best pickups of the draft. I said it months ago, I'm going to say it again. Stetson Bennett is an underrated quarterback, and I think he's going to be a great backup in the NFL. I think that's his potential right now. Do I think he can be a franchise guy or even a starter? No. Or my bad, he can be a starter and fill in, but that's what I say when I think he's a great backup. I think he's going to be a guy that just sticks around in the NFL for the next 10 to 15 years, makes a crap ton of money, and he never has pressure on his shoulders because nobody's really counting on him to lead a team to a Super Bowl. You got to think about it. He's in a perfect quarterback-friendly offense with the Rams, and then also Matt Stafford, he gets banged up so much. Heck, I think Bennett will start a couple games in this up-and-coming season. And if you've been around the channel for the past 2 or 3 years, you would know this. Nobody gave DoorDash Bennett a harder time than me, myself, and I. Anyways, though, continuing along here in last night's game, he impressed me. 17 for 29, nearly 200 passing yards, 1 tutty, 0 INTs. That's what I love about him. He protects the ball. And yeah, he had 3 sacks, but overall, check on his rating, 89.9. Not too shabby. I thought Bennett played extremely solid. On a scale of 1 to 10, actually, let's not do 1 to 10. I've been grading him because I graded all the quarterbacks yesterday. I'm going to give him a B. I'm not going to give him a B minus. I think that's too low. Not a B plus. That's too high. I'm giving him a B. He played good. That's all there is to it. But the top comment on that video last night was this right here. So far, DTR, which is Dorian Thompson-Robinson, looks the most NFL ready. Oh yeah, trust me. I've been paying attention. He's put me on notice. If you don't know who DTR is, by the way, that's his nickname, or it's just short for Dorian Thompson-Robinson. He was an outstanding quarterback at UCLA. Wound up playing there for about 4 to 5 years, so a similar situation as Stetson Bennett. He is a tad bit older than some of your guys like Bryce Young and CJ Stroud. But you know what they say, with age comes wisdom. And we've seen it time after time after time, the older quarterbacks, whenever they get to the NFL, they do pretty dang good. Unlike these other quarterbacks, DTR, he's played in not 1, but 2 games. He played in the Hall of Fame game, which I watched. I think everybody and their mama watched that, and he went off. Because remember, presumably, I guess you'd say Kellen Mond was supposed to be QB2, but DTR, he went in there and look at these numbers. 8 for 11, 80 yards, 1 tutty, 0 INTs. Doesn't get too much better than that. And then yesterday, check this out. Finished the game going 9 for 10, dang near perfect, 100 passing yards, 1 tutty, 0 INTs, and a rating of 142.5. I'm going to say this right now. If the Browns weren't paying Deshaun Watson, what is it, like $300 million? I think DTR would be in the running for a starting spot. But since they're paying Watson so much money, they have no choice. They got to start him. Because if they wind up starting somebody else, like one of these other quarterbacks, DTR, Kellen Mond, or Joshua Dobbs, everybody would clown them. You just simply can't do it, and it's not going to happen. However, let's give some credit where it's due. Clap it up, clap it up, clap it up. DTR been balling out. And I know what everybody's going to say. Man, it's preseason. Okay, he's playing 3rd and 4th and 5th stringers. Of course he's doing good. Okay, well, here's my counter argument. If CJ Stroud, Bryce Young, or Anthony Richardson put up these same numbers, you guys would be going crazy. But since a guy who fell late into the NFL draft and had no hype whatsoever put up these numbers, you guys are brushing it aside, and I don't think that's fair. I don't think it's fair a single bit. I'll tell you straight up. If Bryce Young or Anthony Richardson put up these numbers in a preseason game, yeah, I'd be hyping it up. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to keep that same energy with this one. DTR hasn't just barely played better than all these other quarterbacks. It's not even close. It's almost laughable. If I had to grade both of his performances in the first game, I'd probably give him an A-, and in the most recent one, I'd give him an A. Only reason I'm not going to give him an A+, because heck, I don't know if he can do better, so I'm going to leave some room for improvement. The dude's unreal, and I can't emphasize this enough. Throw his name out the window. Imagine the hype and how many people be talking if AR, Anthony Richardson, put up these numbers right here. And it's not just the numbers. They do give us a great perspective, but the dude has looked the part. He looks almost too comfortable. And I watched this guy at UCLA. I'll tell you straight up. He's played better in the NFL preseason than he did at UCLA. And that's not a knock on him at UCLA because he was good, but it just goes to show you how great he's been in these couple of games. We'll come back to him in just a minute. Switching it here to Bennett, let's talk about him. Or actually, you know what? Let's take a look at this comment right here because I really like it. This was on the previous video. The Forgotten Man said, thank you for this comment. The thing I noticed these young players were facing and were perhaps unprepared for is how much faster the NFL is compared to college. Those D-lines were crowding those pockets relatively quick. Sure, bad O-lines play a part for that, but these fellas seem to be shocked how fast things were going. All things considering, I think they all did decently well. They'll adjust, and once they do, I think we'll get a true picture of how they'll do for the rest of their careers. And I agree. Great comment. Thank you for that. For me, at least, I do really like the NFL, but I love college football even more. But it's so glaring to me on Saturdays watching these college kids play than on Sunday watching these grown men play. If you can't see the difference, I don't know what you're seeing. And I really don't think some people understand how insane these NFL players actually are. To put this into a better perspective so most people can relate out here, and I know it's not the same thing or best example, but I think it's okay, is when you make that jump up from either middle school to JV or JV to varsity in high school. And I remember to this day in basketball at least, I went from playing middle school in 8th grade straight up to starting for varsity in 9th grade. I didn't even play JV. And I'm not going to lie, I was a pretty good player. It's the main reason I was starting varsity as a freshman. I think that speaks for itself. But no, I still remember There was no way I was ready, and the speed difference, it was just mind-blowing to me. I remember playing those first couple of varsity games, and it felt like those dudes were running 100 miles per hour. The plays are fast. Everything's just so much faster. That's how it is at the NFL. And this is why I like the NFL, because it is going to expose the phonies. If you are not working on your craft every single day, training, eating right, watching film, doing the stuff that Johnny Manziel did, you're gonna get exposed. There's no and if or buts. I said and if or buts. It's if and or buts or however the saying goes. You get what I'm trying to say. The speed from the edge rushers in the NFL, it's different, and that's why most of these college quarterbacks that were great, they can't adapt. Check out this comment though. How you give Will Levis a C? And for those of you that don't know, I graded Will Levis' performances, and obviously I gave him a C. When A, he only played against third and fourth string players. B, got sacked 4 times by those same third and fourth string players, holding onto the ball too long. And C, he threw an INT with the game on the line to lose the game, which I stated. Well, my friend, last time I checked, a C isn't good. Last time I checked in that said video, I stated I don't think Will Levis played good, but I don't think he played extremely bad. I don't know. Am I missing something here? Do y'all really believe a C is good? When I got a C on the test, I didn't think it was good. A C is pretty much average, or some people would argue and say it's slightly below average. Here's my rational thinking. A D- is pretty dang bad, and I don't think Will Levis played bad. I don't think he played good, but I definitely don't think he deserves anything less than a C, so no, I'm still standing 10 toes down on that. Kind of shocked that a lot of people want me to give him a worse grade, and trust me, I love to. I'm a professional Will Levis hater. If you've been watching the channel the past 3 years, you know this. Nobody's giving him a harsher time than me. But come on now, he didn't play that bad. Overall and all in all, with all these rookie quarterbacks, let me know in the comment section, who would you put at number 1? I really just want to see what you guys got to say. Me personally, I'm going with DTR. And for those of y'all that didn't watch yesterday's video, I did grade Anthony Richardson at number 1, and I put Bryce Young behind him at number 2. But now after seeing these other performances, I'm going to say DTR is number 1, and Stetson Bennett number 2, and Anthony Richardson number 3. And the rest of the guys, Bryce Young, CJ Stroud, and Will Levis, they just fall into place in the same order I had them yesterday. Seriously though, let me know your order, who you think's playing the best, and we'll probably talk about this in the up and coming days, or maybe the up and coming week. Definitely not the last time we're going to speak on the situation. Let me know your thoughts down below, but